Austin Gardner. Welcome to the I gotta take a drink of my coffee. That is good stuff. Welcome to the OCGFAM show to all of you, my YouTube buddies. It's Friday. We made it. I'm excited. I'm probably a little too excited, but I'm just excited. Anyway, today's the day. We're going to talk with Scott Ostrander, Supreme Commander at Nectar for the Gods. I knew that. Talking about Athena's Aminas. So we're gonna go on over there to the international headquarters. I guess it'd be the national headquarters. I'm just excited today. I don't know why. It's just a happy day. Anyway, we're going over to Nectar for the Gods. So meet me over there. We're going to talk to Scott. And then after that's over, I'll talk to you again. So I love you. I'll see you in a minute. Hey there. Here with Scott talking about Athena's Aminas. We just talked a little bit about some other stuff. That may or may not be in the video. We'll see.
Probably won't be, but it's too bad you really missed out on some high-quality home footage.
Maybe we could do that as like an outtake. So, Athena's Aminas, Scott. What's the deal?
What do you mean?
What is it?
It's amino acids. Amino acids derived from protein hydrolysis, which is a really fancy way of saying digested skin. So,
okay, so I got my basic 4 products.
Yep.
I'm working just fine with those.
Yep.
Why would I add this to the mix?
Because amino acids are the building blocks of all cells in all living tissue. So by adding this in, what you're doing is you're promoting more cell division, more cell production. You get healthier, stronger plants. You get more translocation of nutrition. The nice thing about amino acids in the soil and the root zone is naturally they're a chelator. They're a protein. The plants love proteins. They absorb them in. The microbial field loves proteins as well, so they love to consume this as just a nutrient. Being an amino acid, L-amino acids, there's 22 different L-amino acids. There's a long list and chain of different aminos that come in proteins from mammals.
Okay.
A lot of them work for chelating trace minerals from potting soils or from the earth. As they chelate those, they've used the aminos as a transport into the plant. Being a calcium-based line, that calcium with the amino acids makes faster transport into the plant, so we get more efficient feedings.
Okay.
As a foliar feed, we find Athena's helps prevent stresses in the plant because you're helping build those cells in the local tissue. So as you foliar feed before a stressor, what it can do is kind of help build up that cell, reinforce its integrity. As the plant is going through stress, it's not going to see the stressors as it would if you didn't have the amino acids.
Okay. What's chelation?
Chelation is it's a chemical term for digestion in a sense. I mean, it's not, there's nothing actively digesting, but it's breaking down mineral.
To usable things for the plant.
Exactly. So it's taking a thing and then breaking it down into a thing.
Into component parts or into just smaller pieces?
Component parts?
Is it breaking? It's like it's a bunch of. Is it just making it smaller, or is it making it actually breaking it apart chemically to where it becomes, instead of a solution, it becomes multiple things that it was made up of?
Both and or.
Both and or. So. Okay. So, but that is the key to all microbial type thing. Is that what that is? The microbial life is breaking stuff down.
And the microbial life is taking larger things like feather, meal, protein, and then digesting that down into its elemental forms. So if feather meal is a nitrogen and protein and an enzyme, well, it takes that microbe to digest that, and as it pushes its waste product through its body, the plant absorbs the waste.
And that is not chelation.
That's digestion.
Digestion.
Yeah.
And chelation is somewhat similar to that, but a chemical reaction type process. Okay.
My understanding.
All right. So you can use it as part of your mix. You can use it for a foliar feed. If you got a plant that goes through a veg stage and a flowering stage, would you use it at different parts of that, or would you use it all the way through?
Well, yeah, because plants still in flowering still need a form of nitrogen. I mean, as you can see on here, there's a 0.5 nitrogen, and that's just because as the amino acid chain is built, the end protein, or that protein, there's 2 nitrogen molecules that hold that amino block together. As that block is broken and digested or absorbed, those ends break off and become a very mild nitrogen for the plant. A lot of people panic because, I'm in flowering, I don't want the nitrogen.
Sure.
Well, your flower still has vegetation in the flower. It needs nitrogen to still form that body. We just don't want a lot of nitrogen. So you can run this all the way up until your flush cycle. It rarely has an issue on over nitrates or nitrogen your plants.
Okay.
There are a few genetics. There are people that definitely have issues with plants that stay green way too long in the flowering cycle.
Yeah.
There's some that just through breeding, through genetics, as you're going for one aspect, you tend to bring up some other aspects in the plant that may or may not be beneficial. Some things we've seen are plants that certain plants stay really green all the way to the end, and it's because they're still accessing that little tiny amount of nitrogen and staying green all the way up until the end. Okay. If that's an issue, I know of like 2 or 3 straight out of the bat, right out of the gate, some genetics that if you're running these certain genetics, we cut Medusas out, we cut Athenas out at about week 3 in bloom, and we switch right over to Kraken and Triton's Trawl. And the reason for that is that we see this an amino acid chain again in the cartilage from fish bone, but it's got a phosphorus bond to it rather than a nitrogen bond. So what we're seeing is the lack of nitrogen. We get more fall colors. We get the plant to be able to use their own energy, and I won't say that. They're just not accessing the nitrogen to stay green all the way through. So when they go to Tritons, part of that aesthetics of getting the color enhancement that we will talk about down the road.
Sure.
You're getting the plant to be able to use that photosynthetic chlorophyll that they built in, turn that and convert it into sugars and sucrose and dextrose, and convert that into the plant's flower and the fruit. And to do that, you don't want that nitrogen to be present anymore.
So would that be a live and learn thing for my next run, or would I see evidence of this and be able to adjust as I'm growing through my season?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in your week 4 and things are still really green, or when you get into week 5 and things are really green, then you gotta,
so we gotta do something.
I need to start backing off stuff.
Okay.
Also, it's not just what's in nectar bottles. I mean, it also is what's in your potting soil. So if you're running, there's certain bags of soil out there that have iron, lots of iron in them. That'll keep your plants really green for a long time. So that you have to start asking the questions like, what's in my mix? What's in my solutions? What am I brewing up? And why am I seeing this still? Generally, in the forums that we're in, what we see a lot in our groups is these certain 3 genetics love nitrogen, stay green all the way to the end unless you cut that out completely by week 3 or 4.
Okay. So, but this is a small part of a much larger picture where it's not an issue.
Yeah, I just choose not to grow those plants. Say, well, that's a hassle, and I'm not a big fan of those anyway. So, for the most part, everything most people are growing out there, they can run Athenas all the way up to the flush stage. Okay.
That's about the end of the thing, except if I was really smart, what really good question would I ask you about this, or have we covered it? Is there anything else you'd like to say about Athena's Aminas?
Are you baiting me?
No, I'm not baiting you. I'm curious because I feel like I haven't covered it because I don't even know enough about it to cover it. But would you autograph my bottle of Athena's?
Why would I do that?
I'm just being silly. We got it covered, right?
I think so. I mean, it's an amino acid. It's really just one of those things that it's kind of a staple. You really kind of need them, and it's definitely the next between this and Demeter's, which we'll speak of next time. It's kind of hit or miss on which one I think is more important. So when people ask me going from the 4, what would you do? I'm usually like Demeter's, Athena's, Athena's, and Demeter's. I mean, it's one or both. So it would kind of maybe depend on the genetic you're using, but how do you know until you try them? Yeah, and the nice thing about Athena's is it really takes a lot. I mean, it's hard to overdo it, and the back label on these are brutal. Not to exceed 1,500 parts per million. So Frank, our chemist partner, wrote these labels originally. We just transitioned them over into these new labels, and a lot of people are like, "This doesn't work. This is so different than the feeding schedule." Well, it is. So if you're at 1,500 of this, which is I don't even think it's 1,500 out of the bottle. So don't exceed 1,500. So don't use the whole bottle and then water it in because it'd probably be too strong. I know it's a total. I was gonna drink some, but it's just a safe product. I mean, it's really hard to do any harm with this. And just shy of those 3 different genetics, there's not much you can really do to. Even those plants, I mean, it doesn't really hurt the final product. It just stays green for a really long time. Okay. So as far as when I'm looking at the feeding schedule and I add this one into my mix,
am I going to be modulating using more or less of it, and that's going to matter, or is it just kind of a thing where...
Kind of, I mean, a little bit, only because being that very mild nitrogen, and it's in a protein form, so the plant is going to use it. So if you need to kind of kickstart them, get them a little bit...
You can push
going,
without...
You can hit with that without any fear or risk of burning, and you can still get that, like I hit them with a heavy nitrogen feed. As far as like the growth, the greening, the production, you can get that quickly. But, you know, you can just take it up and down. You can push this all the way up to an ounce per gallon with absolutely zero harm.
So just experiment with it, see what happens.
Well, that's it. I mean,
do you like, as you're doing this, would you, like, if you got like 4 plants you're growing, would you do different stuff on different ones, or do you feel like you need to just do...
Yeah.
Yeah. No?
I don't have time for that. I mean, back before all this was happening,
yeah,
I like playing around. I like to have 4 of the same plant. I like to play with, and I, up until about last year, I used to, because I want to know. And every time Frank comes up with something, yeah, I'll do 2 or 3 and have a control, and then see what I can do with his new stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, no, most people, unless you're a total hobby nerd, love to manipulate and figure out, then I would say, yeah, do that.
But otherwise, a run-to-run kind of thing of like trying to learn from your, documenting what happened and trying different things over, that would be a more reasonable.
It works for me because I just don't have the time. And the nice thing is that you're not running the risk of crop failure every time because you're testing your product. I mean, no matter what you do, just shy of not adding water to the solution, other than that, you're always going to get something out of it.
You're going to get something out of it. So you're trying to improve, not trying to...
Don't go backwards.
Go or no go.
Yeah. And, document everything. I mean, if you can put a daily log, it's amazing how much you can learn from your own daily logs.
Just your musings on that particular
day. Go back 4 years and like, oh, look, this is, I mean, it's amazing what you can just go back and recover. Get hit in the tree, start forgetting shit next week. So there's a lot of things, if I don't document them, it didn't happen. And that's not good. There's a lot, I could tell you a whole lot more about Aminas, but I'm pretty sure it's laying on the forest floor somewhere, and I need to scoop it up.
It's up at the hospital in Portland, it's laying
maybe.
It's in the sharps.
The tractor oil. But it's not up here right now. I'll be at home tonight at 3 and be like, and then there was that one thing about Aminas. Should have told Bob about that.
Well, all right. I think you've covered everything.
I haven't, but we covered some
quite
stuff.
A bit. And you will not autograph my bottle. I get it. That's fine.
What?
Because you're a star. I just, I'm going to take it and sell it. Big deal.
I did notice it's kind of bugging me.
What's that? Different?
Huh? No, look at this one.
Yeah?
It's not square.
Well, it's pretty close.
Oh, no. Oh, let's look at this here.
All right.
All right, so we're at...
1 inch.
Okay, you're going from line to line. I was going to this line. You're going to line to space?
Okay, so line to line, it's like a centimeter, and then maybe, I don't know. This is compelling television here. I think we should sign off and do this after. I love you. Scott's fond of you as well. That's the show. Okay, so that was fun. Sure was nice of Scott to join us and to give us all that information. I sure appreciated it. I felt like, though, that we were missing something that I feel like I let you down a little bit. There was some other questions I should have asked him, because I felt like we were getting somewhere with the whole thing, not just about Athena's Aminas, but the bigger picture of growing. So if you have some more questions that you had or things that you think I might have should have asked him, let me know about that in the comments. So we'll follow up with that, because we're going to be doing one next week. I think it's probably going to be... probably Wednesday when we do Scott again. So think about that. Let me know what you think of that. And then I'm going to see you on Monday. Monday's a big day. We got a lot of announcements. I've been working on some events, some new co-hosts for the show, some new people answering questions and stuff, and I'm excited about it, but I don't have it quite together, but Monday I will. Monday, we're going to have big announcements, lots of fun. So that's it for today. I love you, and I'll see you then. For more information about anything on today's show, go to our website, OCGFAM.com. And if you buy anything there, use the code OCGFAM2018. You're going to save 20%. The OCGFAM show, it's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCGFAM show. See you on Monday. This is exciting. I love show business. Oh, my chair's up high, so I look taller. Fine, I'll put it down. Oh, Jesus. What the fuck's the thing?
Mine doesn't work. Oh, mine goes like down.
Oh, fuck.
This far.
What the fuck is going on here?
Stop using that language. You're on. You're recording.
You gotta raise your chair up. Hey there, we're here with Scott. I heard you got a rock stuck in your dick.
Wow. Have you seen the video?
No.
You haven't?
Yes, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
Are we gonna show it to her?
Sure. It's been a long 10 days.
I can imagine.
I got it out.
Now, this isn't the rock. This is the tube that was in place of the... So, what was the deal? They put a tube in for the rock to go down? It's like a little rock tunnel? Rock dick tunnel? We probably can't put this on. This video Scott's about to show you is him removing the rock dick tunnel from his urinary tract. A stent. See, that's a much better name for it. That's like the technical name,
pretty sure
right?
you don't go to urologist with this. So you, what's it cost to get a rock dick tunnel inserted? Yeah, this is, let's see, get out of the reflection. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's my face, a little concerned about what's about to happen. It's not a bald spot, it's a triple colic in my hair. Apparently. I've had that same bald spot since I was 4. Yeah, there I am. There we go. There we go. That's my wife laughing at the length of that thing coming out of me. Yeah, good times. Yeah, and I'm hairy like a squatch, but I shave every day in my chest.
That's just from shaving every day. That's one day's growth, huh?
This is why I don't go camping.